watching?
Gee whiz, that's a big task. We're no stranger, as Bill mentioned, to national championship games. We've had several here. All of them have been great. The most recent one was in January of 2012. Bill, you were wearing a different hat back then with the old BCS. And at the time, that game between Alabama and LSU, a lot of people were calling it the biggest sporting event in the history of the South. And so it was a big event, a lot going on. Well, that pales in comparison to what's fixing to happen here in January with what the CFP is bringing to town, with the number of fan events that are involved in the whole weekend of activities, the access that fans have. We're going to have probably 100,000 people in town, people without tickets. You know, there's opportunities for locals to be involved in all the various events that you mentioned earlier. It's going to be, selfishly for New Orleans, it's going to be great because we're going to have the national spotlight on us, which is invaluable, the advertising and publicity that we'll get, not to mention the economic impact. And one of the things that I'm most impressed by this event is the CFP Foundation and what they've done in helping us address a real issue in the city in public education and helping teachers here. I was talking to Britton earlier, and the CFP Foundation and the CFP itself, it shows that college football has a soul, that they really care about what these cities that they come to, and you'll hear more about that, I'm sure, as we go. But the amount of resources, time, effort, energy, expertise that's been put into that program is really something special. So I hope people will come out, and plus it probably doesn't hurt right now that the team from Baton Rouge is in the picture right now, so it could be shape up to be really something special for all of us.
Well, these are 13 high-integrity football experts who get together every week to talk football. I mean, it's a dream come true. I know there are many football experts in this room, and I know how much each of you would enjoy being with the committee, because it's a remarkable group, and they understand the challenge that's ahead of them. They're defined by some very defined protocol that they stick with every week, and it's the subjective opinions of each of the 13 members. I laugh sometimes that people tend to treat the committee as a singular entity, but in reality, it's 13 people making their own judgments independent of each other. It's not an easy task. None of them realize, none of them know it's none of them think of it as easy, but they're dead serious about it. Do they have some fun in the room? Yeah, there's a lot of laughter. They get after each other sometimes. Some of the conversations are very pointed. Well, that's what we want. We have different perspectives on the committee. If I can talk just a little bit about this, I think it's fascinating. There are 5 classifications of committee members: former players, former coaches, former or current university administrators, university presidents, for example, former journalists, and then sitting athletic directors. That gives us a different perspective, 5 different perspectives. If we'd wanted only one perspective, we'd have 13 former journalists on there. And there's a lot of former journalists out there in the world these days, so we could probably find 13 who would want to do it. But I love the varied perspectives of the people in the room, and also the regional diversity. They're from all over the country. So they watch games during the season. They watch video. We give them cut-down versions of games to watch on video. And a cut-down version is a version on video with no time between plays, no time between periods, and they can watch a game in 40 or 45 minutes. So they'll watch anywhere from, I don't know, 8 to 12 games on a weekend. And their opinions are made based on having watched the video and based on reams and reams of statistical data that they have in front of them. And then they hear the debate in the room. And so all of that goes into informing their decisions every week. It's a great process. We're very proud of it, and I know the committee members truly enjoy what they do. And they do it because they want to give back to the game. And I have the pleasure of calling to invite them to serve on the committee. And every single call I've now made 30. We've had 30 committee members during the 6 years. Every single call I've made, the people say the same thing. I'm deeply honored to be a part of this. Thank you so much. And when do I get to work?
We've been working together as a host committee, which is headed up by the Sugar Bowl and the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation, to provide an experience that'll make memories for a lifetime, you know, from the administrators at the schools to the coaches, student athletes, and then especially the fans. We want this to be really a special weekend, and selfishly, we think we're going to do it better than it's been done in the first 5 years of the championship game. So we're excited about it, eager to prove to the world what a great big event city New Orleans is, and we can't wait till the teams get here.